It's about doing things differently. Yeah, this little one that wants to be included, right? But she's so used to being in the back, and I'm like, okay, you can come in the front. I'll put her bed here on the front chair. You can be here. You can be involved. And Mr. Jealousy came in. He had to lay on his Batman pillow. Right? But it's all about changes. It's all about accepting new things, new places, new ideas. Song right now, sometimes I get a good feeling. This could be a good thing because look, we got a fan, right? Feels good. We can be right up front. A part of it all, right? You can either be a part of it all, change your ideas, right? It doesn't have to be the way it always was. It can be a little bit different. And that way, everybody's included. Hold on. She'll probably jump down, but she's been there for a good 15 minutes. She's considering it, right? Why don't you just lie down? She wants to be a part of everything. She's like, I'm so tired of being ignored, but she won't come up front. Liker's figured it out and see if she's gonna go. All right, she's gonna go right back to what she's used to, but she tried it out for a little while. It's okay, Willow. She tried it out for a little while. Here's her queenie bed, right? She's like, I like it this way. Now, we all like things that we're familiar with, but sometimes they don't work very well because it's keeping her isolated. And there's a message, right? You can stay and be isolated, or you can change the way you're doing things. Right? Change isn't easy for any of us. But sometimes it's the way it's got to be. Okay. And I know you guys love it when I fuss with this damn tripod. But I'm going to do things as quickly as I can, all right? All right. Let's get you behind my desk and get this reading going. Oops, the bottom ones have to be locked in. This thing is pretty cool, you know? I know it was a disaster when we were up on the mountain because I was repositioning it constantly, but you know, you got like, it's new for me. It's new for me. I got to get used to it, right? Which means you got to get used to it. All right. Now we have to put this, lock this sucker in, lock it in, lock these guys in, lock these guys in. Okay, and I bring you down, and I did figure something else about this stinking, remember how it kept hitting me, or going, that it was blocked because of this bar? I figured that out after. My hair's a mess because I've been out freaking getting my tire fixed in the heat. So, and I have my work line on. And it's literally gonna stay on today because I gotta pay for a new freaking tire. And I haven't been working for days. I took time off on the weekend like Spirit told me to. There we go. And I ended up having to spend money, actually after I spent money on myself. But it's you know, money comes, money goes. Like my dad always said, somebody up there is making money for me. And the items to choose from, my beautiful new ruby ring. Yay! I love it. I love it. And there was a reason I needed it. It was about self-love. It was about me not waiting for somebody else to take care of me. It was about me taking care of me. Also, let me turn the radio down. It's a little too loud. You might have noticed I noticed something about my own posts. I don't normally, like if somebody says, oh, that's so beautiful, something you're wearing, I normally would have said thank you, right? But, and even that would have been hard for me. I don't know why. But now I'm looking at things differently. I'm changing the way I'm looking at things. Because, and you might have noticed it in my wording. And it's funny because as I typed the words, I remembered hearing other people respond in that manner, and I'm me thinking, geez, But then I thought, wait a minute. So like somebody says to me, what a beautiful ring. It's so pretty. And my response was, thank you. Isn't it? It is. It's beautiful, isn't it? And yet, for some weird reason, when other people would say that to me in response to something I complimented them on, I would think, that sounds kind of stuck up. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, why are you thinking that? You just said to them, gee, that's really pretty, right? I'm not stuck up. And it isn't that I was being stuck up. I didn't create this ring. It is beautiful. I'm appreciating it. But for some weird reason, it felt to me like me giving credit to something that I had, or acknowledging that, yes, that is, was conceited. So in all actuality, if you want to think about it, gosh, your hair is so beautiful. Now, you wouldn't say, it is, isn't it? That's a little bit different. But when it's an inanimate object, or when it's somebody that you love, man, they're so amazing, aren't they? Yeah, they are. But you are too. And so you don't have to say, aren't I? I am amazing. But we do need to love ourselves a hell of a lot more. And so this is what the ruby ring is all about. It's about self-love. And I said, I had lusted over this ring. And lusting is kind of like, I want it, right? But why didn't I buy it? Because it was $80. And I don't spend $80 on another ring, you know, when I have a freaking tire to repair. Now, think of the order these things happened. I ran over a screw with my tire. My landlord has been under construction. His whole house has been under construction. My landlord's been under construction. We're all under construction. And I saw his worker out there, and he moved something out of the way, and I thought to myself, God, I hope there's not a nail there or something, you know? And there was, and I picked it up. I went up the mountain and down the mountain 2 days in a row with that screw in my back tire. And my tire didn't blow. How funny. Went up the mountain 2 days, up the mountain and back 2 days in a row with that screw in my tire, and it didn't blow. I have to start singing songs because they're funny. Or writing songs. I keep saying that. When I'm not working, I'll have time, possibly. So, anyway, I went up there, and I had a great time. You guys were with me for one of the readings, and can't you see how happy I am when I'm up outside? And yes, I love the mountains, and yes, I love Idlewild. It's very, very pretty, but it is a very, very small town. There's really not a lot going up there, and I probably would go island crazy. It's kind of like being on Maui, right? Maui's beautiful, but you get island fever. And people used to think that about Victoria when I lived in Victoria, BC in Canada. I never got island fever because that island was huge, and it was freaking phenomenal. But what is bothering me? I'm seeing things. I just don't want you to be looking at my... I want to be appropriate. And I'm doing the same thing. I know. I'm hearing in my head. Stop it. Stop doing that. Okay. So when I went up, I told you guys about this when I mean, not everybody saw it, but I went into the shop. I didn't go into the shop the first day that I went up to Idlewild, the shop that held my ring. I went to my shop upstairs. And what did I get there? I did get something there. Oh, I got a really cool bracelet. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's right here. Oh, and I'm supposed to be wearing it today. Look at this cool bracelet. This is going to be one of our items to choose from. It opens up on either end, and you slip your own crystal inside. Ingenious! Because sometimes I need to wear a different crystal because it means something to me. Today I should be wearing this crystal. I believe that this is, I'm going to have to look it up because I think I put the picture of what it was on my Facebook page. Hold on, I'm going to take off my chat line. I don't want to be on the chat. That's going to be annoying. If somebody calls through, I'll take the call, but not chat. So, and that's a message. Texting isn't enough. It's got to be a personal call. I'm going to regress right now. I went to write my dream down this morning, and my twin souls email popped up. One of them. And it said Jake the Eccentric. And I looked at it and I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? I don't know why. It came up when I was trying to send a message to myself. Song right now, it's you, babe. It's you, babe. I could try to run, but it would be useless. So I'm trying to send myself a dream. And my twin's name comes up because he's the other part of me, right? So I put it away and I pulled it up again, and it came up again. It came up 3 times, and I thought, okay, Problem is, I wrote to my twin at one of his email addresses, and it went to his work people, and they pretended to be him, and it wasn't good. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do this again, because I don't know if this is reaching him, right? But when it came up the third time, when Spirit brings you something 3 times, you pay attention. Now, what was I supposed to see? I changed his name, for one thing, in my phone. It said Jake the Eccentric, and I don't know when I put that in, because he is eccentric. So am I. I like eccentric. But I changed it to just Jake, and I put a wolf next to it. Because it looked as though it was being sent to him as Jake the Eccentric. And I thought, I don't want him to see that I'm saying that, because he might misunderstand that, right? Because it's a compliment as far as I'm concerned. Eccentric is different. It's unique. It's fantastic. So anyway, in the end, I did send him a message. So if you're watching this, babe, I sent you a message to exforia@yahoo.com. That was an email address that I had in my phone from 300 years ago. So if it went to your spam, or if it's not an operation, or if you don't want to respond to it, that's fine. But there is a message that went. Because I just keep getting from Spirit today that the message is pay attention to signs and symbols. Pay attention. I talked about my tire, and how I had been shown by Spirit many, many times to pay attention. My bike tires, first one lost air. I had to get that refilled, and then I went back and the other one was flat, and I thought, what is going on? Went there was nothing wrong with either tire, but they weren't holding air. And then my landlord had the same thing happening with his trailer for his boat. Wasn't holding air. Tires are about moving forward in life. And so it's about not procrastinating, which is what we keep getting, because the osprey just popped up into my mind, and the osprey said, if you want to see something realize, the time to move on it is now. Stop procrastinating. And so I'm paying attention to all of this happening, right? And then I go out and I see my tire. But before that, when he was having trouble with his tires on the trailer, and I was because he filled his tire up and it didn't hold air. He went to fill it up again and it was empty. And he said, what is going on? So they went and they took it in, and there was nothing wrong with the tire. It just wasn't holding air. Well, for my bike tire, the little spigot, it was the stem. When I went to fill it up, I was actually letting it out. There was something wrong with the stem. So I got a whole new tube, right? For my car. So anyway, when all this was happening, I heard in my head, you better make sure your tires are good for the trip. And I thought, what trip? I don't even know what trip I'm going on, but apparently I'm going on a trip. And I just heard that in my head. And then Spirit kept giving messages about somebody's going to be traveling, going on a trip. Now, it could just be going up and down to the mountain. That was a trip, right? Travel. The road's under construction. You have to have a pilot car escort you all the way up and back, because the roads aren't all done right now. And there's dead space on that mountain where you have no reception, which makes me think if anybody's living in the mountains, there's a lot of places where you don't get reception. So my twin may not get his message. I just got a thumbs up right when I said that. So he may not get my message because he doesn't have reception, or he may not get my message because it's not going to him. But if he's watching this video, and I think that you are,